Hey, Corrie here. Welcome to this week's channel message. This is for coming down to the last few weeks of December and of 2021. Getting ahead of myself. This channel message that I'm bringing in today is one that is of a mixed blend. I'm like, I have this sense of being excited, enthusiastic about moving forward. And that's not saying that everything is going to go smoothly and great and just over the moon, but just that we're just so done with the old energy. I just feel like we've been swimming around in swampy water for a while now, and it's time to be able to start moving forward, time to be able to start taking our own energy and just shifting and moving forward. So this is being recorded on December the 20th, and we're getting ready to go into the winter solstice. So we're right in the middle. We still have the full moon energy. So we're right in the middle of the full moon and the winter solstice energy. And so we have a whole lot of that full moon energy that's also carrying us into that winter solstice. And winter solstice is truly, that essence of bundling up, nurturing, caring for, kind of setting in for winter, for that to go into that sense of, the darkness will come, the cold will come, but everything that we've planted so everything that was planted previously is now in that energy of just being prepared. So everything that we're preparing within ourselves needs us to provide it light. It is like incubating the seeds, incubating the eggs. You have to put that light up on it, right? So when a baby chick is being born, and when you have to grow a baby chick in a shell, is that it needs that period of time in incubation. And so this is an incubation time as well, when you have to know that even in dark there is light. And so seeing that light and placing that light right into us and into what it is that we're wishing and dreaming, and that is in our dream state of what our next year or what our future what we want to feel like, what we want to bring forth. And so knowing that we can't control the world and we can't control everything that happens in the world, what are we in control of right now? And that is the sense of being able to heal ourselves to a state, to a place that we step into that state of grace, to show ourselves mercy, and to be able to show ourselves mercy during these times. And as I sit here, it is real funny because the energy that I picked up earlier this morning was actually that of the Easter energy. So I'm picking up like that, the end of winter coming into spring. And I'm like, oh, so we're already planting that seed of seeing major changes. So what I'm channeling through is that we're going to see a lot of that break away of old ways, old energy. We're going to see people kind of shifting and moving their energy and preparing to give birth to a new sense of self. And so what I'm getting with that right now, and I'm like looking around, like, what do you want me to say? So I have the guides and I have the guides that are here walking with me. And I'm just like, look at what they're showing me is a heart. And it's like looking in at the heart as, seeing a heart being open like this, but broke open. And I'm like, is this open heart surgery? So they said, refer it to open heart surgery. So just like when somebody has to have open heart surgery, they open them up, they go into the heart, and then they repair the heart, and then they put the heart back together, and it will never be the same heart, but it's got a second chance at life. That's what it feels like for me. Is that we're opening up, we're reaching in, we're taking out all that kind of toxic energy, all the blockages, all the things that have kept us from being able to kind of be able to beat to our own drum, to feel the life force energy that flows through our heart, everything that makes us feel depleted, low in energy, doubtful, negative. It just feels like it's starting to clear that out. So it feels like this is the time when that spiritual surgery is happening for us, to step in and to remove that. And then I just feel like it's already happened, and we're sewed back up and the heart's coming together. But in those sutures, in that is the intention of healing. So the angelic realm of healing is already in that scar, in that crack, in that space. There's this energy healing, this beautiful energetic healing that's already in that space. And it's just saying, like, don't focus on the scar, don't focus on where the wound was, don't focus on the injury itself, focus on what had transpired, focus on the healing, focus on the blessing, focus on what has happened, you know, the magic, the incredible ingenious energy that flows through healers, that can and flow, which we all have a healer in us, that flows through that healing energy in us. That is like, that's just incredible to think about it, that they can actually open people up and fix a heart. So it's the same thing. If they can do that, imagine what we can do in our minds and in our own self, of believing that we can reach into ourselves and we can pull, we can extract, and we can change the story. So we can rewrite the programming. We can retell a story. We can just totally remove a story and tell a whole new story. And so that magic and that miracle that happens is what we have to look at. So the miracle is that this has already happened for us. We have to see the miracle instead of seeing the problem. We have to see we have to see ourselves in this surrender of seeing our blessings, like, oh my God, so much has happened for me in my life to take me to this place, and I'm right here right now. And from here, I have another opportunity. What a blessing that I'm still here. So if you're still here to hear this message, if you're still there, that angelic energy is just saying, can you see the blessing? And so miracles is what's coming up as we come in. And next week is definitely about, no, holy shit, this week is about, no, they said this is Christmas week. So don't even know when it is. So this week is the Christmas week, and they're saying this is the week of the miracles. This is the week of miracles happening, miracles taking place, things unfolding, beautiful things, and by that, it's like, sit in this time and embrace the things that we do have in our lives, and that we've made it to right here to do this. And so I am pulling out from my deck of Oracle cards, and they're like, don't you use anyone else's today, you're using your own. So I'm using my own. And the cards that came was the timeless treasure, Una, and that whole sense that we have all the time in the world is like, no, not as this one human, we don't have all the time in the world. Your soul, that soul essence of you will return to the light, that returns home, and that has all the time in the world. But it's just liberating ourselves from being trapped, liberating ourselves from believing ourselves to be only in our broken, only in our problem, only in the hurt, only in, to see ourselves only in that, is that we're unwilling and unable to be able to see the blessings that are still amongst us, that are still with us. And if we can see the blessings, we can see the treasures, we can see the opportunities, we can see the doors, we can see the areas of our lives where, even if it's a window, there's just open the window and let it all out. It's an opportunity to let it out, to let it go, to set it free. And I feel like the next few months are really going to be about seeing that, as much as sometimes we forget to show ourselves mercy and other people mercy. And I just heard this so clear. So my second card is innocence, grace, and just being able to stop being so judgmental and punishing yourself, but returning to the age of innocence is a part of the golden energy. It is that essence of getting into that light of the golden light is to be childlike. The only ones that can really sit next to that, with that God energy, and be that close, because they are pure and they have no intention to cause hurt or harm, would be childlike energy. And so in each and every one of us, it's the innocence that is within us. Is that when we can stop, being the prosecutor of our own mind stories and being trapped in our minds. And I heard this great message, and it is biblical. So yes, I'm a combination of everything. I cannot deny that. I cannot, it's like, I'm not but it's like I'm no longer hiding any aspects of myself, my connection to God, my connection to Jesus, my connection to the fairies, the dragons, the everything. Because when you open your mind to the possibilities that this world is so much bigger, now you're allowing your mind to be childlike. And that, it's like, why should you live in fear in believing in sparkles and beautiful things and wonderful things? It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that you haven't closed your mind off to this dungeon of a programmed world that has been putting us in a box for a lot of fucking years. And so the quote that I heard, the Bible verse really truly took me back to Jesus, and it took me back to, and this is how I'm like, it took me all the way back to Easter. And so Easter is coming up large for us around that time. So right now we're in the birth time, we're in the miracle arriving, the birth arriving, and then it looks like Easter is the death, right? So it's like, but the rise again. And so do you focus on the death, or do you focus on the rise again? So when we're ready to let all the old die so that the new seeds can break through, so that we can look beyond. And so it was actually about Jesus standing with Jesus standing amongst those that were judging the woman on the ground and wanting to cast stones at her. And this is one of my cringes in my body. I remember watching a movie, and it was about a woman in the culture where a woman had no rights, and she literally was buried up to her neck, and the son gets to cast the first stone, and he didn't want to, but that was what he was told. This is who we are, this is the way we are, this is the way we do things, and you have to cast that stone at your mother, the woman that he loved, and the woman who was his world. He had to cast a stone at, be the first one to contribute to her death. So it condemned him for a lifetime of punishment, punishing her, thinking it was punishing her in taking her out, but she was returning home. But that child was left to live in his own personal hell on earth. Because when we cast a stone to believe in that, to judge somebody, to condemn somebody, is that you're casting a stone at somebody to condemn them. But are you innocent of all things? Or are you, are you that pure? Or are you setting yourself up for a life of your own personal punishment? So when we cast stones, when we want to condemn somebody, when we want to hold somebody, is that really ever getting back at somebody? Is that, who is that for? So a big part of the journey that we're in right now is setting ourselves free of, don't cast the first stone at another, and don't cast the stones at you. Because who's casting the stones? Who is when you say everybody is casting stones at me, everybody is judging me, everybody is criticizing me, everybody has done this to me. Who's everybody? The one left holding the biggest stone, the one left putting themselves in their personal hell and in punishment, and in imprisoning themselves to a lifetime of being that person, will be you. And so that is the one big thing that I can tell you from the majority of the people in my life that I've been blessed to work with, is they were tired of a lifetime of having stones casted for just being them, for maybe not making the wisest decisions. But why do we not make our wisest decisions? Where did we get programmed for? And this is all coming up right now, all right here. And so if we want to be if we want miracles in our lives, if we want kindness and compassion and caring, if we want to be understood, if we want to be appreciated, we have to start with us. And so the card that came up for the right now is innocence. And we are all innocent, right? It's like there's that innocent little child that is still there. Who cast the first stone at that child? Who said the harsh word? Who, where did that originally come from? Who did that original to that child of taking them away from their innocence, from who they were, from their magic, from believing in angels and imaginary friends, and who told them they couldn't be? Who told them they were bad? Who told them that they were weird, that they were odd? And who keeps casting the stones every time you keep trying to not be that person that you truly knew you were? And that's the energy. And so as we move forward, and it's like, why, everyone's like, what is your everyday goddess box cover, why will it have wings? And why does your card have, why does she have wings? And why do some of your cards have wings? And this is the reason why. It's because we all have wings. We all have energetic wings. And when our wings get clipped, when we stop believing we can fly, when we're being told that we have to be grounded and rooted and pulled down to make other people fucking happy, to stay in pleasing them and what they think the world should look like or who they think we should be, our wings are clipped. You clip the wings of a fairy, an angel on earth, a superhero. When you keep clipping the wings, we forget we can fly. And this is about believing that we can fly. This is about stop clipping your own wings, stop plucking at your own feathers, and start believing in you. Because the awareness of truth, which is the final card that comes in, that awareness of truth is that it is you that has to return to that soul essence of you and to take your seat, to take your place. Take your place in your hierarchy, in your heart and in your soul, that you, who you are at that soul essence, at the core of you, is what we are seeking and searching right now. It is, and not that we have to seek it, we have to stop seeking it in the world. We have to stop ripping ourselves apart and ripping others apart. And we have to truly come home to self, come home to here. You know what a leader is? I actually announced that this weekend. I'm going to say yes to the leader in me. Do you know what that means? And I know quickly, you know, people are like, oh, she's going to be this or be that. Like, I'm going to be the leader of my own heart. I'm going to be the leader of my own mind by listening to that voice that I've neglected to listen to other things in the world. To no longer be condemning or another or myself. Planting, knowing that I planted some beautiful seeds. And I think they've been buried for a long freaking time. Have you? Did you forget that they got to break through the ground, but they need light? And it is time to allow our miracles, our blessings, our rewards, our inheritance, all the things that were here for us, that were given to us in our little pack sack when we were sent away from home to come to earth. All those little gifts, all those little shining star moments, they're there. They're there. They were in a little chest. We have to be it. We have to open it. And we have to also remind others. And how do we do that? Take a lot of focus away from ourselves and start putting focus into others. And I mean in a loving way, in a kind way, in a generous way, to be that. To be that. And that doesn't mean that you sacrifice all of who you are to save everyone else. It means that you know your worth and your value. So the awareness of truth, Karina, yes, she looks a lot like me. I didn't design her. She was a gift last Christmas to me. And she made it into this deck of oracle cards. So she was a gift to me, a painting that was gifted to me, which I still haven't made big and put on my wall yet, but I will. But she was gifted to me. And this year, right during this week, she comes back out again. And I was a little bit concerned about putting her on the cards. Number one, knowing who your truth is. Really, truly means looking back to, right back to that birth name, back to arrival. So before birth, you were the light. So the awareness of truth is we are the light. And if we are the light and we are the child of God, we are the essence of God consciousness, whatever God means to you, creator, whatever you want to call it. And you place yourself at the seat of your soul. You sit next to your soul sister or brother, your wit of you, the essence of your truth, and you stop living separated from self. You sit on your throne. And then you allow the higher self to come into the fold and just remind you through the light, filling your body, filling your heart, that the only place that we are ever fully imprisoned is in our own minds. And others like to imprison everyone else in their own minds by digs, triggers, attachments. Release them cut them away. Don't anchor down your seeds so that they cannot rise this year or begin to rise. Not everything will come up this year. That we can be the change within ourselves that we truly would love to see happening in the world. And with this, the underline of this is Marie, who is Marie, which is the medicine woman. She's rooted, she's grounded, she's coming up, she knows darkness, she's walking into her light, she's walking into her truth, transformation, truly becoming the truth. Like she's been through it all. She's walking into the blend, she's walking into the tribe, into the energy, and becoming her true essence of love and light to contribute to the collective energy, to be the change that we truly want to see in the world. And so rooted in ancestors, rooted in love, rooted in being there for each other, and rooted in being present. And the final card is the Stargazer. This is Frida that's coming in, and she's holding her light. She's on top of her world, and she's filled with light, and she's connected to source. She's connected to the divine energy. We're also bringing into this beautiful fold is that we bring in through this energy up here is we're bringing in that Metatron energy. We're bringing in that beautiful creation and the beautiful minds, and allowing ourselves to have these beautiful minds. And beautiful minds is what changes the world, not corruption. And so corruption can only last for so long, and you often see corruption fail. And so that corruption of the minds, it just feels like it collapses because it has a weak foundation. Beautiful minds, healed bodies, healed soul self, healed and connected to soul self, strong foundation. What is greater? What is greater than anything else in the world? Love. What is greater than everything else? The reminder of truth. And that is that we are all beautiful souls. And the only way that we lose our innocence goes all the way back to childhood. What puts us into our struggles, our isms, our fears, what cripples us in our identity and who we are as a person as we fight for ourselves or run from ourselves is what happens way back here. In those first 7 years of your life, those defining moments, remember the children are watching. The children are experiencing this experience that we're happening in. And we have to be that change. And you still have that inner child energy in you that is still being held responsible to fight for, to defend, to be the warrior, to even be the asshole sometime, to protect the best of you. Let's let our best out. Let's be the best of us. Let's know that we can rest, rejuvenate, that we can have hope, healthy hope, not with them. Don't give it a picture. Don't give hope a picture. Just connect it to that feeling within you, and to feel it and just push that forward, and just feel that energy pushing forward. Put the feeling, the anchor into knowing your future is not that far away. It's actually the moment you stop, when you stop this video, and then you're into your new future. A future is always happening. A future is happening right here and here now. It's being created. So sending that feeling into every single moment. Rise out, breathe out, call in that higher self energy. Show yourself the mercy that you need to for whatever moment just happened, and just keep going. Just keep moving and be okay. It is not lazy to rest. It is, you're never going to miss your opportunity by taking the time to pause, to reflect, to gain clarity, and definitely not to heal. Do what you need to do the healing work for you. It will serve your soul, serve your future, and serve all. It will be a benefit to all that exist within your world. Most of all, you. Much love. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. You'll be hearing from me before the new year. But just believe in those miracles. Hold on to it and just see it everywhere. See miracles, see blessings, see beauty, see love, see everywhere. Much love. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, week, or whenever you're watching this and the energy resonates with you. Thank you for staying. And please like, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like my work. I also do lives, and also go to my website, CorrieThorne.com. Check out, there's an upcoming summit that is in the school More Than Existing Academy of Higher Consciousness, which is a collection of my work and other facilitators where we come together and we share for the highest good to be able to help people grow, evolve, to trust your own free will, to just be a part of your own growth, to be that guru within you for you. No one gets to be that for you. That's your job. So go there or go to the More Than Existing Academy of Higher Consciousness, which is MTE Academy of Higher Consciousness. And Corrie Thorne is CORRIE, Thorne with an E.com. So thank you. And I look forward to whatever 2022 has for me to share with you, for channeling through these messages. And much love. Bye-bye.